And now, a story from the Appleseed.
So it was a Sunday, and we had been to church, of course, because we always went to church on Sunday. But normally on Sunday, before we ever left to go to church, my mother would totally fix our Sunday dinner, and then she would put it in the refrigerator. So when we got home after 4 or 5 semesters at church, she could pull it out and we'd be ready to eat before we starved to death. But we got home that Sunday. I was about 8 years old. My little brother Joe was about 6 years old. And our mother had not fixed our Sunday dinner. And she said, "I'm sorry, boys. I just didn't have time to cook before we left today. So I'm going to have to cook before we can eat." "No, we're going to starve to death. We're hungry right now." "No, it won't be too long, but I've got to cook our Sunday dinners. And boys, I have something good you can do while you wait." I thought, yeah, it's going to be stupid. I don't know what it is, but I already know it's going to be stupid. She said, "Here's an idea. Why don't you boys go outside and see how many times you can run around the house till I call you?" I told you it's going to be stupid, didn't I? Well, we started toward the door to go run around the house. And all of a sudden, our mother said, "Where do you think you're going?" Wait a minute, what did she tell us to do? Go run around the house, right? We said we're going to run around the house. She said, "Not in your Sunday clothes." Can you read your mother's mind? How were you supposed to know to not go yet? She said, "Go take off your nice clothes and put something on for play that you can't hurt." Something you can't hurt. Have played naked, I guess. They never made something you can't hurt, right? But we did. We went in our bedroom and we took off our nice Sunday clothes. And where we live, kind of out in the country, we put on short pants, we put on T-shirts, and always in the summer, we stayed barefoot. And then we came back in the kitchen and we started to go out the door and run around the house. Well, we went outside. We ran down through the backyard, right across that fence. That's where the chickens lived. We went around below the house, right across that fence. That's where the cow lived. Went around in the front of the house, right across that fence. That's where the road lived. And then we came to the driveway, which was not paved. The driveway was gravel and cinders. And with our bare feet, we couldn't run across that. So we turned around, we went all the way back around the house, we went in the door, and we said to our mother, "You're trying to kill us." She said, "What's wrong?" We said, "We can't run across the driveway, it hurts our feet." And then our daddy said, "I got a great idea." Now wait a minute. Do any of you happen to have a dad who, when he says, "I got a great idea," it's a bad idea? He said, "Don't run around the house. Go outside and climb the fence into the cow pasture. There's no gravel in the cow pasture. There are no cinders in the cow pasture. It's just nice grass. Go out there and climb the fence and run all around and play in the cow pasture, and I'll call you when it's time to come inside for dinner." And the last thing we heard as we went out the door was, "Watch where you step." Well, we got outside and we climbed the fence over into the cow pasture and we started running around and playing. Now, I knew what was on the ground in the cow pasture. You do too, don't you? And I was sure not going to step in any of it. You wouldn't either, would you? But all of a sudden, I saw my 6-year-old little brother come running past, and I saw his clean little, almost pink feet. And I got an idea for a science experiment. I said, Joe, what do you think would happen if you were running around in the cow pasture and all of a sudden you just accidentally stepped right in a cow pile? He went, ooh, that's nasty. You would stink till you were dead. And I said, maybe, maybe not. He said, what do you mean maybe not? I said, think about it. It takes a little bit of time for everything that happens to happen. What if you were so fast, and I know you're fast, that you could step in the cow pile and then you could pull your foot out so fast there is not time for anything to get on it? He said, do you think that would work? I said, well, there's only one way to actually find out. Let's try. But wait, did I mean let's try? Or did I mean you try? Well, we picked a nice, beautiful, fresh one. It was nice and kind of slicky, greeny on top. And he got his little foot all ready. And when he was ready, he went, bam! It squirted up between his toes. It was beautiful. And he said, it didn't work. I said, that's only your first try. You almost never get something on your first try. Do it again. He did it again. Bam! It just was splattering up in the air like that. And then I looked at him, and he was getting a little grin on his face. He said, I think I'll try the other foot. And he tried the other foot. And then he would run and jump and land with both feet. And then his feet slid out from under him, and he went sliding across. And when he got up, he was a ruined child. About that time, our daddy came to call us to tell us that dinner was ready. You think we went toward the house? Nope. We went around and hid behind the barn. I thought, I don't even need a home. I can live back here. But our daddy kept coming. He was calling, Donald, Joe, where are you? Where are you? I was hiding. My little brother was standing right kind of at the corner. I said, Daddy's going to find you. And all of a sudden, our daddy hollered, boys. And my brother Joe jumped out and went, ba-da! And our daddy went, whoa. What got hold of you? And my brother told him the whole story, and I was the main character. And then my daddy looked to me, and you know what he said? He said, since you're so smart, why don't you show him how to do it? And then he led me around the cow pasture, and I had to step in every cow pile, I think 20 times at least. And by that time, our mother had come out of the house to see why we weren't back yet. She took one look at us and told us our clothes had to be burned. And my brother started crying, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. She said, no, silly, you take them off first. But imagine what we looked like. You think we got to come inside the house to take those clothes off? Nope. We had to take them off in the backyard where cars going down the road could see us. And my daddy started squirting us with the water hose and laughing. And our mom went inside, and then she came back with a big bucket of warm, soapy water and the mop. And she started mopping us naked. And she would mop us, and our daddy would spray us off, and she would mop. And they thought it was so funny, so funny, so funny. They kept doing that so long that by the time we finally went inside, guess what? The food had burned. Well, everybody learned something that day. My daddy never again suggested playing barefoot in the cow pasture. My mother never again let us go to church on Sunday unless she had fixed our dinner or we already had a plan to eat somewhere after that. I learned that if I ever have to have another brother, I hope I can get one that can't talk. Because if they can't talk, they can't tell on you, right? And you know what my little brother learned? He learned that every time I tried to get him to do something, he would do it. Smoke one of Daddy's cigars. It's good. Okay. Jump out of the barn loft with an umbrella. It's just like a parachute. Okay. Open the Christmas presents. You don't have to wait till Christmas. They won't get mad at you. You're the baby. Okay. Row your little cars to the road. See what the big cars do. Okay. I thought he was the dumbest child in the world. And it took me a long time to figure out he was not the dumb one. Because think about it. If he did it, but I had thought it up, guess which one of us got punished in the end? And you might want to remember that also.
Thanks for joining us for A Story from the Appleseed.